Are you ready to stop the self-sabotage and create the life you desire? Well, in order for that to happen, you need to break free from the bad beliefs that are holding your success hostage. You need to optimize the stress by turning it into extra energy for success. And those hurtful habits? Well, we need to give that pain a purpose for progress. Welcome to Stop the Self-Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire podcast.
What brings you happiness? You might say that it's spending time with the family and friends, being able to showcase your passion and what you do for a career. Yeah, just enjoying the good things that you've already received and achieved. Nope, you have confused activating your joy with earning your happiness. See, you are wired for joy. It's genetically in your DNA. But happiness is conditional, which is the reason why at times you've probably said to yourself, oh, I don't want to be too happy about this because then I'm afraid I'm going to lose my motivation for getting up and being able to achieve more. And you are correct. In fact, the experts are now agreeing with you. So, what is it that you need to do to be able to keep that foundation of joy and yet still experience happiness, which is a completely different feeling because you're revealing more of who you really are and what you're capable of? That's what we're covering today in your Magnificent Monday Mindset. And for the month of June, we're focusing on happiness. In fact, today is the great happiness hoax and how it holds you back from getting your goals. If you're new to my world, I'm Dawn Ferguson, certified hypnotist as well as certified instructor. Woohoo, big deal. I've got initials behind my name. All it means is that I know how to take you from where you are to where you want to be as quick as possible because your powerful mind does not want to waste resources in getting you where you want to go. But there's the challenge. Most of the time, we're in avoidance of what we do not want to experience instead of amplification of bringing ourselves out at our very best. So don't believe anything I'm saying today. Test it for yourself. Find out that it works. Now, you're receiving this today because you're a member of our Health, Wealth, and Happiness group. But you may be going, Dawn, no, I'm not. I'm watching this on YouTube, or I'm listening to this on your podcast, Stop the Self-Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire. Yes, what I do is the first Monday of every month, I share what our private group, Health, Wealth, and Happiness gets. I share it with all of you. If you want access to all of the classes, then all you need to do is jump on over to Facebook, look for Health, Wealth, and Happiness, and ask to become a member. It's a private group, but it's free. And if you are a member of Health, Wealth, and Happiness, what you can do is you can get the download of all 4 of the classes that we're going to be doing in Health, Wealth, and Happiness, as well as the bonus hypnosis session I'm going to be doing this month because we've got 5 Mondays. Well, how do you access all of that? Go to drewdawnferguson.com/HWH/. Stands for Health, Wealth, and Happiness. Got to keep it simple, guys. All right. But you can only get the downloads if you are a member. So if you're not a member, hop on over to Facebook, look for Health, Wealth, and Happiness, ask to join up, and you're in. Let's get back to the great happiness hoax. Okay. You're wired for joy. Joy is this foundation of you know things are going to work out somehow, some way. You're genetically wired for joy. Joy also encompasses gratitude. So whenever people are going, oh, times are rough, get out your gratitude list. Well, what you're doing is you're activating what you're already wired for. And so we want this foundation of hope and faith, and that we will be able to come out better on the other side. But joy will not accelerate your progress. Joy does not turn on your motivation. Happiness does that. They are two completely different things. Happiness is something that you are conditioned to experience. First, you learn how to have it, and then you got to earn it to have it. So, happiness is what keeps you moving towards your goal, because happiness only shows up after you've taken action, after you're doing what needs to happen for that dream, that desire, that wish, that hope to turn into reality. So, happiness is what will motivate you, but there are some myths, some fabrications, some outright lies that we've experienced that will keep us from getting our goals because we don't know how to turn on happiness in a way that our brain gets and then goes, oh, I want more of that. Okay. So the very first thing is that you were conditioned, you learned to say to yourself, I'll be happy when. And it's some sort of what's known as future global event. Now, when I'm talking global, I don't mean worldwide. I mean global. It's big picture. It's your huge vision. I'll be happy whenever I let go of all this unwanted, unneeded weight. I'll be happy when I let go of this debt. I'll be happy when I'm no longer alone. I'll be happy when I don't have to deal with jerk bosses. I had to throw that one in too. Okay. So we've got two problems there. It's a future event. It is way too big, and it's avoidance. So the powerful part of your mind known as the subconscious, and the subconscious runs all of your habits and patterns. And whether you achieve success or failure, they're just repeated habits and patterns. The subconscious mind cannot judge, are you doing something that is going to be healthy and functional for you? It just says, tell me the program to run. And the more emotion the program runs, the better the subconscious works, because the subconscious mind has to have juice. It has to have energy, electricity. And that juice, that energy are emotional states, but it has to go by the law of like creates like. So if you are in avoidance, letting go of that unwanted, unneeded extra weight, letting go of the debt that is overwhelming, letting go of feeling so alone, letting go of the a-hole bosses. That's all avoidance. The subconscious mind, man, it's going to love that energy. It's going to love that input. And it's going to go, oh, what else do we need to avoid today? Can you see how we have a challenge? Because now the subconscious is finding everything in your environment that it's supposed to move away from because it's painful instead of moving forward into progress. Okay, so number one on the Great Happiness Hoax, you say you're going to be happy when it is a future global event that is too big. And number two, it is in avoidance instead of amplification. And once the subconscious mind starts heading down a road, a path, a way to go, it says, how can I accelerate? How can I pick up speed? So the happiness hoax says, I'll be happy in the future, but yet what you're trying to do is avoid things, avoid the weight, avoid the debt, avoid the jerks in life. And then it's going, let's pick up speed. And then all of a sudden you find that your familiar zone has shrunk so small, it begins to feel like a noose around your neck. Some people call it the comfort zone. There's nothing comfortable about being stuck and struggling. It is just what you're familiar with. Okay. So, what do we need to do for you to get into action today? All right. Um, Here's the counterpart to all of this. I control my actions through implementation. Therefore, I'm happy. The happiness doesn't come first, the actions come first. Joy can come about just by being grateful and recognizing what you already have. But let me ask you this: what's your favorite meal? Steak, lobster? What might it be? You had it yesterday. Can you live off the memory of that? Can you continue to be nourished? Nope. It's a great thing to bring back and go, oh, so enjoying that. But it is not going to lead you to get out to do what you need to do to make sure that you can have even more of that. So, number one, implementation of actions comes first. Number two, it has to be local control. I'll explain what that is in a minute. Number three, then you recognize that you're happy. Then those chemicals are produced in your system that starts cascading through and have you feel fabulous. And then when you're in the emotional state and you recognize that, you're like, okay, powerful mind, I want even more of this. What do we need to move into to implement next? Because happiness does not last. Joy is foundational. Happiness is temporary. And that's okay. It is meant to keep us moving forward. Okay, so I control my actions because of a local focus. That means that you need to take this really big goal, desire, dream, wish, and you need to break it down to the smallest step possible. There's something known as Hicks' Law. And Hicks' Law says that the bigger that the dream is, the bigger the goal, the harder the decision on where to start, the longer it will then take for that decision, the longer you will procrastinate on your implementation for moving forward. We got to get you out of overwhelm. Smallest step you can take today, right now, to move you towards that dream. And it doesn't mean working harder. It means revealing more about you. So I'll give you an example. I have a fitness level that I want to achieve by the end of June. And so I started a new 30-day challenge today. But that didn't mean that I was going to be doing my workouts, that I was going to add on more time to them. No, I said, how can I make the workout even more efficient and effective with less time? So I had to increase my reps. I let go of the recovery time. I shortened my high intensity interval training. I shortened it to make it more productive. So don't think you're adding on more. No, you're going with what I got. How can I make it work even better for me? But what's the smallest step you can take? And then you need to implement. You need to implement immediately, because there's a part of you that will want to resist. Oh, really? Taking this really small step isn't going to do a whole lot for us. So, for example, I know that I need to increase my stretching because of some previous injuries that I've had. So, I added on some additional stretching that was completely different from anything else I've ever done. I added that on this morning. And there's a part of me going, you really think that's going to help? It's what I call the itty bitty shitty committee. And their job is to stop you from anything that could hurt you. But you need to get the itty bitty shitty committee on your side. There's a reason for them, and they will work phenomenal for you. And so whenever they showed up, I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right, guys. We need to make sure that this stretching is going to be completely effective and efficient for the extra intensity that we're going to be doing. So I want you to scan everything that I'm looking at subconsciously and make sure to guide me in the way that is going to keep us out of failure as much as possible and into progress as much as possible. Okay. So, smallest step, breaking that dream down into the smallest step, taking those actions, knowing that when you take the actions, that it could start immediately or it could take up to 72 hours of taking the actions if it's a one time a day thing. But within 72 hours, you should be hitting off a cascade, typically dopamine. And as soon as you realize that, oh, yeah, this is feeling good, because I know I am moving forward on the very thing that I've been avoiding and resisting. Then whenever you feel that way, then say, hey, powerful mind, I want you to find all the ways to turn this into our consistent and constant reality today by moving towards things, not away. Those goals cannot be avoidance. They need to be, I want to move into being fit and fabulous. I want to move into financial freedom. I want to move into love. I want to showcase my passion with profit. I want to choose my career. So that's the big global dream, not avoidance, but amplification, moving towards. Chunk it down, the smallest step that you can take. Start implementing it consistently. Know that it could take up to 72 hours to start to feel good. But as soon as you do, tell your mind, let's start finding all the ways to turn on this happy juice all day long. What else do I need to move towards? Now, what's going to muck you up on all of this is how you are thinking you're getting happiness from areas of your life where you are already competent. See, that's what I'm talking about, is you developing competency, a skill set. It typically takes 3 weeks to develop a skill set. And then the mind's going, okay, we've got that. What's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next one? And what will screw you up is you will go back to an area where you've already got an overabundance of competency and try to eke out more happiness, and you've already plateaued in that area, which means that it's going to be short term, short lived. That's what we'll be covering next Monday for your magnificent mindset. Okay. So make sure you go to drewdawnferguson.com/WFW to be able to access all the downloads if you're a member of Health, Wealth, and Happiness. And if you're not a member, then head on over to Facebook, search for Health, Wealth, and Happiness, ask to join our group. I typically get you admittance within 24 hours. And now you're going to have all the benefits of this. So let's turn on your happiness, because it is earned. It is conditional on you bringing yourself out at your very best. And it's time you turn that brilliance on even brighter. By the way, for the members of the group, you got any questions on this? You know what you need to do. Give me a shout out below and I'll get back with you with the answer of how you can be absolutely brilliant with how you're blossoming and blooming. So until we get together for your next Magnificent Monday Mindset, blessings on you being your very best, because the rest of the world will be a better place because of it. Bye now.